Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fariesha Fatihah from Azlan and my ID is BMH2211022. Okay, I will talk about manual halal assurance system has manual, and our topic will be the step in identify halal control point. Second, the HCP risk management best summary of diketuhan bahulu. The step in identify halal control point. Determine of halal critical point. Identification of HCP is the key process in the development of HAS. HCP is defined as halal critical point, which is a process in the process flow where measure can be applied to eliminate failure to comply halal requirement. The IHC should determine all possible sources of contamination throughout halal chain. It can be planned out, formulation, process flow, equipment, ingredient selection, and prerequisite program. Severity critical. The potential contaminant, non-halal material, or detrimental mudarat sustain affect the totality of halal status of the product or good, and the halal status of the product or good could not be salvaged. It also can give a big impact of the future business transaction. For moderate, the potential contaminant, non-halal material, or detrimental mudarat sustain affect the halal status of the product or good, but the halal status of the product or good still could be salvaged. And third, is significant no impact on the halal status of the product or good. Likelihood. Likely, meaning of the possibility of halal and tayyiban status expected to occur in most circumstances. Moderate. The meaning of moderate is possibility of halal and tayyiban status affected might occur sometime, and unlikely is the possibility of halal and tayyiban status affected could occur in exceptional circumstances. Halal and tayyiban control point metric, we have to read table by start with likelihood and go with severity. First, unlikely and significant. Second, moderate and significant. Third, likely and significant. The final will get low. This means diketuhan bahulu should maintain implement of control measure based on schedule. 4. Likely and significant. 5. Moderate. 6. Unlikely critical. The final will get moderate. This means diketuhan bahulu shall monitor and verify control measure in accordance to the schedule plan. And 8. Likely moderate and non-moderate critical, with the final will get significant. Diketuhan bahulu should precautionary measure to resolve the problem identified. Purchasing raw material. List of potential contaminant material. Purchase raw material from supplier that get halal certified. And rationale for inclusion or exclusion as potential contaminant. Inclusion. Monitor whether incoming raw material are halal or haram. And likelihood moderate. Severity critical. So the total risk ranking is 8. And the control measure ensure that the raw material always halal and renew the halal certification. So at this point, halal tayyiban critical point is only raw material, and people, equipment, environment is not really. Okay, receiving raw material. We have 4 material: people, equipment, and environment. Material, the risk of status halal haram in the transportation. Inclusion, company halal certification may be revoked. Likelihood, moderate, severity critical, risk ranking A. Countermeasure ensure that a transportation might get halal or certain certification if brought non-halal thing. So the halal to critical point is yes. For people who brought non-halal thing in production is exclusion. Company halal certification may be revoked. Likelihood is unlikely. Severity is moderate, so the risk ranking is 3. Countermeasure ensure people to follow SOP company to not bring any non-halal thing in production. So for halal toiban, pupil is no. Equipment, Chris or halal check purchase second hand for producing non-halal product. Exclusion, company halal certification may be revoked, unlikely, moderate, and the risk ranking is 3. So countermeasure ensure the equipment or machine that have been used for the non-halal already at 2. So the HCP is no. And environment, animals such as bird, dog into the premise area. Exclusion, causes of contamination raw material. Moderate. So the final risk ranking is 5. Countermeasure install fences and netting around the manufacturer, and yes, this will get a halal toiban risk control point. Yes. Okay, for more material, pupil, equipment, environment. Material ensure the raw material are from halal material and get halal certification. Inclusion, monitor whether incoming raw material are halal or haram. Likelihood get moderate. Severity moderate. Risk ranking 5. Countermeasure ensure that the raw material always halal and renew the halal certification. And halal toiban critical control point is no. People bring non-halal food and drink in production. Inclusion, people bring non-halal food and drink in production. Unlikely, moderate, 3. Diketahui bahulu maintain the implement of countermeasure in according to schedule plan. So the halal toiban HCP is no. And equipment, the machine missing or equipment from non-halal use. Inclusion, the machine or equipment from non-halal use. Unlikely, moderate, and risk ranking is 3. Diketahui bahulu maintain the implement of countermeasure in according to schedule plan. So halal toiban critical control point is no. And environment, exclusion, environment pesticide at production. Exclusion, there are whole or less pesticide to grow in production. Likelihood moderate, severity critical. So risk ranking is 8. Diketahui bahulu shall monitor the maintain causes of pesticide come in production and solve it by put glutarate, cockroach gel, and electric fly zipper. The HCCP is no for environment. Okay, for baking, material temperature must accurate when baking. Inclusion, monitor either raw material really bake or not. If not, the product will be rejected. Likelihood M, severity moderate, risk ranking 5. Countermeasure, monitor the bake with 200 Celsius of chicory to full bake the bahulu within 10 until 15 minutes. Pupil, proper handling by use cloth. Inclusion, pupil bring non-halal food and drink in production. Unlikely, moderate, risk ranking 3. Diketahui bahulu maintain the implementation of countermeasure in accordance to schedule plan. equipment, termination or equipment from non-halal use. Inclusion, the machine or equipment from non-halal use. Unlikely, moderate. And the final risk ranking is 3. Diketahui bahawa maintain the implement of control measure in accordance to schedule plan. For environment, pesticide at production. Inclusion, they are whole or nest pesticide to grow in production. Likelihood, moderate, severity critical, and risk ranking get A. Control measure, diketahui bahawa shall monitor the main causes of pesticide come in production and solve it by put glue trap, cockroach gel, and electric fly zapper. So for the 4 list of potential contaminant, there are no halal terlibat critical control point. Okay, for cooling, they have 4 material, people, equipment, and environment. Material, not overcool the product and not too early to package because will damage the product. Inclusion, the product will be limp. Likelihood, likely, severity, likely. Risk ranking 4. The product must keep in room temperature and set specific time when product cooling is running, when processing cooling is running. So the halal asset of the company say it will be in 10 minutes to take time for fully cool. For people, prepare premium halal food and drink in production. Inclusion, prepare premium halal food and drink in production. Unlikely, moderate. Risk ranking will get 3. Diketahui bahawa maintain the implementation of control measure in according to schedule plan. Equipment, fan used for cool the bahulu. Inclusion, fan is clean from dust because the distance of place tray bahulu and the fan too near, so the contamination will rise and get dust. Environment, pesticide at production. Exclusion, they are whole or nest pesticide to grow in production. Likely and moderate, severity critical, so we'll get A. Diketahui bahawa shall maintain the main causes of pesticides some in production and glove solve it by put glue trap, cockroach gel, and electric fly zapper. So for list of potential, there is no HCCP. Okay, for packaging, material, people, equipment, environment. Material, packaging use non-halal packaging. Inclusion, the company will get halal certification reward. So likelihood will get moderate, severity critical, risk ranking A. Control measure, ensure that raw material will halal and renew the halal certification. Pupil, personnel to not wash their hand, use proper food handler and glove. Inclusion relate to hygiene as issue and cross contamination. Likelihood, unlikely, severity, moderate. So the risk ranking will get 3. Diketahui bahawa must maintain the implement of using proper food handler and glove. Equipment, tool to use is non-halal. Inclusion, the company will get halal reward. Likelihood is unlikely, severity is moderate, and risk ranking is 3. Diketahui bahawa must check the tool that to use the tool that to use get halal certified. Environment, pesticide at production. And exclusion, they are whole or nest pesticide grow in production and will affect the product. Likelihood, moderate, severity is critical, risk ranking 8. Diketahui bahawa shall monitor the main causes of pesticide come in production and solve it by put glue trap, cockroach tail, and electric fly zipper. So for all the 4 lists of potential contaminant, the HCCP is no. Okay, for material storage, product not handled properly will damage the product. And inclusion, the damaged product causes of fail to handle proper, the product will reject. Likelihood M, severity C, and the risk ranking is A. Control measure, ensure the personnel must follow the SOP production. For people, there is no contaminate either. For equipment, pallet, carton, and bubble wrap must from halal search. Exclusion, the company will get halal certified reward is used from non-halal search. Likelihood M, severity M, risk ranking 5. Diketahui bahawa Syah monitor and verify control measure the equipment from what search. And environment, pesticide at production. Inclusion, there are who owners pesticide to grow in production and will affect the product. So likelihood is M, moderate, severity is critical, and this ranking is A. Diketahui bahawa Syah monitor the main causes of pesticide come in production and solve it by put to track, cockroach tail, and electric fly zipper. So all 3 halal Taliban critical control point, the risk is no. So for HCP summary, HCP1, process step purchasing of raw material. 1. Only purchase raw material that get halal certified and the period of N above 3 months. How? Ensure the raw material company are get certified halal. When purchasing the raw material, who? Purchaser department. Corrective action must get confirmation to halal executive company, and if the raw material expired, we have to turn back to supplier and extend the new one. Record purchase order and invoice. For second HCP, receiving of raw material. 1. Not contact or mix with harm thing and or any cross-contamination occur with while receiving, such as sugar, egg, white flour, and anthocyanin it for give flavor bahul. How ensure the transportation is halal, or if use same transportation with non-halal must have certificate by JAKIM. When loading bay, who? Halal executive, quality assurance, purchaser department. Corrective action, if there is any cross-contamination occur to any raw material, the affected raw material will be rejected. New one material will be requested and sent to production as replacement. Record raw material assessment form. Okay, for third HCP, what animal can interact to come at the loading bay, such as dog, bird, and cat? How? Install bird nest and get at surrounding area manufacturer to reduce the animal to come in the manufacturer. And when receiving and distribution, who? Quality assurance manager, and halal executive. Corrective action must to the surrounding area if have come and make a quarantine for the issue until it confirmed clean. And for the record, delivery order and sell to record. Okay, so here I provide some picture to you with the evidence that I cook at the manufacturer and see the process area. That's all. Thank you, madam, for spending your time to hear my presentation. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.